Greetings. Welcome to Wake the Dead. Today is a very special occasion just before Thanksgiving so that everybody can bring this topic home to their family. And uh, this is uh, this is a revisiting of Black Pill Digest #1, The War Against Humanity. And this was Black Pill Digest was a show that my best friend James Cordner and I started 3 years ago, and it was like once a month. It was very, I mean, it was very intensive. Like we did a lot of study to like bring Black Pill topics, and this was the first one. And we invited our good friends William Ramsey, Leumas Matua, and Hans Utter to discuss it, I think it was September of 22 that we had this first Black Pill Digest. And this was like a year after, roundabout about a year after the jabs were released on the public. And really, they were going whole hog, go get them, and all the mind control. We were really in the middle of it. And after about a year, we were seeing the side effects, and William was on his own show doing, oh, I forget the title. William will have to remember.
Bioweapon Blues, 47
Yes,
episodes. Yeah.
dude, 47 episodes. And you were you were just reading the accounts of people these real people that had real harms done to them, and everybody just forgets about that. Nope, you don't exist. No. And Facebook erased them, and you're just trying to keep them alive. Like, hey, and it was great that we could invite you. And Leumas, he does Chant It Down podcast. He's been for 11 years now. Has it been,
12.
Leumas? 12 years? Jesus.
I don't know.
Like, he's a real warrior for the truth and a fellow anarchist. And we were glad to invite you and my good friend Hans Utter as well. You were a perfect addition to bring in the thinking of the mind control aspect of all of what was going on. And like, it was really it was grand to have all of you together. And sadly, James can't be here. He's starting work in about 6 hours. God bless him. We love you, James, and we hope you're listening. Anyway, you're sleeping now, but we hope you listen later. So this is a very important topic that it's still rolling out. It's still happening, guys. And they've been suppressing, and nope, that doesn't exist. Nope. And now this is like 3 years since that first episode. And we're still seeing, and we still have more information to bring. So thank you, gentlemen, for joining us yet again. You're great friends of Wake the Dead, and we love to have your voices here. Thank you. Welcome.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good to be back.
Awesome. All right. So I don't know if we want to start with me or, okay, wait, Leumas, let's start with you. Tell us, what is we didn't get together last year because I messed up. I had us all aligned. I mean, you live in Hawaii, William's in California, Hans and I are in Ohio. James was in New Hampshire. I mean, it was crazy to get everybody lined up, and I messed up and I had to work, and I'm sorry last year didn't happen, but this year we're here. And Leumas, in the past 2 years, what have you seen? What is most important and striking for you to bring to the table today?
Well, I just like I was saying in the pre-show, I think we should never let this go cold, this subject, because it's easy to go on with life as normal, but I don't think I don't know how I can illustrate it in any better way is to simply say that they held the world ransom to get back to normal and take this experimental shot, and that the world was on the same page. And that's crazy. And we don't talk about it like it's Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club, So it's like I always want to keep going back to this because in my personal life, what I can share more so is personal stuff rather than studies and slides. I'm going to share a few things I got here, but
we need the personal stuff. We need that too.
yeah, let me just talk about what I've seen in my own life. And this is just my outer circle kind of thing. But let's start off with my uncle. Bless his heart. I, love my uncle. He was a great man, but he was a staunch leftist, liberal. He probably got all the boosters. He came down with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. There's no cancer in my family like that at all. My auntie even told the family at one point that she didn't want anyone to come over to his outdoor birthday party because some of us are not vaccinated. And it's really sad. His life went really fast, but the day before he died, they gave him, they figured, his immune system's weak, so they'll give him another COVID shot, and then he died. And
wow, dude,
the cognitive dissonance there and the mind control is so strong that they had no idea what took his life in the first place. They had no idea how he got this turbo cancer, this sudden stage 4. And I know it's because of that. It's got to be because he was a healthy man. He was a mountain climber, and bless his heart, loved him a lot. I may not agree with his views on things, but geez, I can't believe that happened and that they still believed in it that far. And that just shows me how strong the mind control is with this one, and the denial that people got, that people are still just dying around everybody, and no one's like making the correlation. It's just crazy to me. I mean, so that's something I start out with, but I have 2 coworkers. I don't work at a big place. One got vaccinated, got the blood clot on a plane, and had to go to the hospital, and then later he had a heart attack. He's still alive. And then the other one keeps getting more of these shots, and I swear his cognitive abilities are worse and worse, and he's unhealthy. He's got gout and all these things, and so I'm seeing that. My wife's coworkers, my wife works at a bigger place than me, but one of the ladies, their husband he's 38, got stage 4 colon cancer, 3 jabs. One lady, 28 years old, beautiful, healthy. Next thing you know, she's got seizures, has to be on a medication for life, triple boosted, another of her coworkers' husband died suddenly at 50, and we inherited his DVD collection. But it's just like, what, and I know at least 3 people who were jabbed, and 3 couples who cannot get pregnant. But without getting too redundant here, I've counted 15 people in my outer circle that have either died or harmed by these vaccines. 2 deaths in my inner circle, and I'm pretty sure they died from it. So I sort of started seeing this like more long-term fallout. The thing that I was kind of sharing on my own show, I have a mini series called the Invisible Trail of Death, and I was always talking about, well, what's the long-term thing going to be like? Well, I think we're starting to see it. So that's just what I'm seeing in my personal life.
Man, that so many listeners can relate to you. I myself relate to you. My mother got turbo cancer. She's not here anymore. She promised she would not take any jabs, and she took 3. So, heap that onto the pile of sadness too. We can all relate to those stories. Thank you, Leumas, for that.
Yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad that no one around is seeing this fallout as anything but normal life. They think it's just normal.
And the Fight Club reaction is what people do. Like, I don't make it a secret what I think. And I'll tell my father, I'll tell my brother, and they'll just be like, yeah. They'll just nod and smile. And like, it's Fight Club. Don't talk about it. And so but I understand how traumatic, it is to all of us, and we deal in different ways. And I love them, and you know what I mean. I'm not mad about it, but it's definitely it's a thing that's true. That Fight Club shit is true, and it's in everybody's. So that's something that people should keep aware of before Thanksgiving. You know, Hans, hello. What have you like to bring to start with?
Well, I think that we should call to mind that this level of collective trauma, right? In essence, the shattering of the social, right? The shattering of bonds, creating, family members, this and that. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. At a certain point, I said, I give up talking about this to people. I'm just going to lie. Oh, yeah, I got the vax. Fuck it. People wouldn't let me in their house. Are you vaxxed? No, I mean, you know what? I mean, but the damage, I mean, okay, maybe it's just me. But I have not, the social fabric was torn apart. Okay. And this is in like that thing I shared. Okay. All these, mental health issues. These are all just some of the mental health issues, that are coming. Homicidal ideation up by 25 times, suicidal thoughts 150 times, schizophrenia 350 times, blood clots 3,000 times, depression. That's not percentages, right? Percentage, if you do times, you do percentage. So that's what? 250% increase. That's 3,000 times is what? 30,000% increase or whatever. Homicidal, violent behavior, cognitive decline, delusions. So I'll tell you the truth. Like, I want to forget. I also had, I saw, a lot of deaths, but also like the sense that it's not the same world. It's not the same, right? There's like this, you talk about 9/11, but this was an extended trauma, right? And the social connections. And just today I'm just trying to remember where I was. I was like 2-3 different places. You got people all masked up. I was
Starting again. Yes. Yeah.
I was at this butcher, like this, country, Ohio beef, whatever, West Side, like, unless the farmers, you're not going to go to that store. And there's 3-4 people there wearing masks. I was at the library, about 10 people, 15 people, all masked up, right? And people are still this has locked in this living in fear. So now we can talk. I got all these different statistics about the vaccine, up to some people are estimating 17 million dead, 20 million dead, 100 million dead. Who knows, right? But the intangible essence of the family, right? We come to or just friends, family, your social environment, the way that was torn, right? Is and it just the tragedy, almost like you can't come back to it. It's like we lost something, and it was such a dark time. I mean, you could also kind of enjoy it. Some people really enjoyed it. The particular individual who's been now critiquing my work, I won't mention his name, I won't mention the exact thing, but he says, COVID's over. Get over it, guys. It's over. I had a good time. I can deal with it. I'm centered and I'm active. It's over. Get over it.
What a Satanist. Like a selfish piece of crap. Like, oh my God.
But yeah, so I just want to say, we can go through all the damage, but the great thing is my father, who's like 83 or whatever, and he's totally, lefty. He finally got it. And so he became this huge activist. I was like, maybe he'd chill out. Like, he's buying his supplier. He's giving ivermectin to everybody. And
awesome.
He got way into it. I don't know. It's
activated.
Yeah. But he was able to follow the facts, right? He also lost many of his old friends. I lost a lot of my friends because it was a dividing line. But I'm like, what is the dividing line? The dividing line is that we are living in a complete externally imposed top-down destruction of basic human functions and basic human interrelations and basic society. And you also have all these divisions created over what? Over fraudulent masks that do nothing, over vaccines that are literally, horrific death sentences. If you don't die, you're going to suffer a lot. So I'll just leave it there. But I mean, just think, I mean, what this impacted future generations. And I mean, it's an immense tragedy. It shows the absolute satanic bloodlust of the elite.
Yeah. Wow. Well said. Yeah. I mean, and that locked in thing, that is true. Like and the masks are torture. It's light torture. They did it in Guantanamo. They put painters masks on them, like, so they couldn't breathe right. You know, it's like, and it changes your brain. Like we talk about it. I mean, we, you know, but still like that, the people have been tortured into this. This is how I stay safe. This is how I stay safe. And so they just do it, you know, like these fucking people, man. It's locked in. You're right.
Some people are broken from it, from COVID. They're completely broken.
Yeah,
like
dude.
I don't even. I see a woman that runs up the street from me. She wears her mask when she runs. Like, wow. Like, still, and the fresh air. It's a beautiful day.
People swam with that shit on, dude. Like, what? You're waterboarding yourself, dude. Like,
I went to the gym one time and everybody was wearing a friggin' mask in the gym.
That's crazy.
And I said, I just walked out, dude.
Yeah.
Like that is, I mean,
I was homeless at the time, and I like living in a camper van, and I was going to Planet Fitness, and you had to wear a mask in Planet Fitness. It's like,
that's my gym, dude. Yeah, Planet Fitness.
it's good for your self-esteem. Look around all the other people that are fatter than you. Anyway, but I mean, you know, it's good to have a shower anytime you need one, but still, like, it's a requirement to, you know, to go be healthy. You have to not breathe properly. Like, it didn't make sense. And people, it was just cognitive dissonance across the board. If you weren't down with cognitive dissonance, then you're with them. And we hate them because we're us. And, you know, like that whole division you're talking about, Hans, like cracked the family all the way down to the families. And like, you know, my mom wouldn't let me in the house. She wore a mask out into the yard. She gave me the elbow. I couldn't hug her. I was like living in a van and away for 6 months. I came home to visit. Hey, Mom. Oh, you didn't even get tested. You're not allowed in the house. What?
Wow.
Okay. She met me in the driveway with a mask on. And I told her, you know, the box you got that mask out of says it does not protect against viruses. She looked at me and she nodded. Uh-huh. Like, gone. Like, I can't, like, straight up fact, look at the box and read. Uh-huh. Nope. Not, it's, dude. So
something happened to people then. I don't know what it is. Something happened to people more than maybe we know. Maybe some kind of frequency. I mean, I don't want to
It's
jump.
television, dude. She had it on.
Yeah.
They were fucking watching Joe Scarborough, dude. Ugh. And she didn't even want the TV on. She was just knitting, you know, like whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get personal. But anyway, so William, welcome. What would you like to bring?
Sorry, it was Sean. Just remind me, just add that thing before Sean says. I think it is personal. Okay. Yeah. It has absolutely deepest relationships, some which will never come back, right? Your basic connections. You know, I lost my brother not from the vaccine necessarily, but, you know, from circumstantial stuff. And, you know, I mean, my connection with my extended family is almost gone, man. You know, I hate to say, I mean, it still hasn't healed. And this imprinting, I can't really imagine the mindset of a person that's still wearing a friggin' mask. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can't. I mean, but think about the psychic prison they're in, but they hate you. That's the thing. I mean, I would go to the store that I'm asked. I mean, people would fight with me, hated me, absolute visceral hatred. What is wrong with you? You're an evil disease spreader. You're a giant walking COVID virus.
You should have a yellow star on your chest. Get out, Juden. All right. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, it's just like it was. You know what I mean? Like, they know how to whip us into a frenzy and start a world war. You know what I mean? Like, what do they do? Like, and
Piece
this,
of cake.
and the, you know, like all the money they give into the military industrial complex that halted during this COVID time, and all that money went into this death jab, and they somehow it's like the same amount of deaths, even more deaths. There's like more deaths on because people are willingly going to die. Like, you know, war, you got to like go out on the battlefield and like, you know, shed your blood and shit. This is like a snake coming and slithering up and it's being like, oh, believe the lie. And, you know, 2 jabs like fucking fangs, you know, it's anyway. I'm sorry, I'm going on and on. Please, William, what would you like to bring for us?
I think we just lived through kind of like a real life version of The Stand, like something in a Stephen King novel, something very dark and sinister. Like I think Hans finished off, right? That's the satanic nature of that and the ability to really just mind rape people in the worst possible way to their own detriment, like something planned and plotted. Unless we forget, it goes all the way back to King Charles III and the Great Reset. This was part of their goal that they plotted and planned. And he was probably born for this, you know, both of his parents, certainly his dad, and they probably played this out in test cases, test nations. They've been doing it. They've been killing off humanity for at least 50 years now. And this was like the biggest push of all. So they had all their people in place all over the world. It's an incredible event. So when I say The Stand, like a lot of people dying, it's like that because if you watch The Stand, it's a story of very different people and their family members dying and the lies, right? They're being lied to on TV. It's just a cold and they're coughing, but it's not the cold. It's the shots that are killing you. They're not vaccines. And the consequences are going to reverberate through history once the people who kind of break the mind control. And then one of the interesting things about The Stand is there's certain people in The Stand that don't buy anything, right? They know something wrong is going on. But once the people break the mind control, it's going to be bad. And I think that it'll be a kind of severing of man with his social contract with other people and the state, because you just can't trust the state anymore. And it's interesting because this show coincides. I was watching little clips of Rogan and Theo Vaughn talking, and they're like, "Do we really need the government?" Like I've never heard anybody say that yet.
Wow.
And so on those two sized people with their reach, they're really kind of responsible for putting Trump and Vance into office, where they really are, because they're kind of like the accessible podcasters, the new movement. The old media is dead. And they're not going to bring it back. This whole free press stuff and all that crap is just slop, and people know it. And it's actually empty. It goes into Charlie Kirk too, but that's a whole kind of another side topic. But it's within the environment of all these things falling apart, and the center can't hold. So it's kind of like that famous poem by Yeats. You know, what rough beast, his name come round at last, slouches towards Jerusalem to be born, or whatever. I can't remember the exact stuff, but it's almost like you're in a biblical time. And in my family, just the wreckage is off the charts. Personality changes, kind of things like I was kind of perceived as my perception of myself and their perception of me are very different because of this. Like because
Right.
I'm not going with the program, so I kind of have a perception of this. Like they perceive me as a very odd kind of outlier, almost like a crazy hermit kind of
Good
person.
for you, man. That's great.
But I don't perceive myself at that. Like my
course.
self-perception
course.
is like a scrappy underdog fighter, like rope-a-dope and trying to survive. But their perception is like, why aren't you believing this? And I don't think they made the connection between the shots and their death. I hang out at my dad's place, and they start off with Fox News at 9 a.m. and it goes all day.
Oh no.
So, and if you talk during 5 at 5, like they will cut you. You'll get hit in the head with like a hammer or something. Like so, like on all these, and gut filled is really important. And it's a surreal feeling. It feels like something from The Stand, where you're just watching these people like, wow, this is it. You're literally watching a flashing box. You have no clue about the kind of demonic, satanic forces that are willing to kill off a large, like democide. And democide, actually, it's sad, but it really is the norm. Like if you look at communism and 10 million, 100 million people dead, and Nazism with 65 million dead, you have to see the earth as a mausoleum. And this is just the continuation of that. It's really just an open air mausoleum, and it's a sad truth. And people block themselves from it. And I can see why you'd want to shield your kids and not tell them that people the default is just horrors towards each other. But it really is. I mean, so those are kind of like my impressions on all this stuff. And we were talking we had a long talk for people who don't know in the pre-show. We were talking about Lahaina and Pacific Palisades. And the inability for like something like maybe myself being naive or something is like, why can't you see like this idea of like regrowth and prosperity and thriving? And the fact that Lahaina and Pacific Palisades haven't been redone shows they don't give a crap. They don't give a fuck about that stuff. And you can see it in their actions. Like Christ said, by their actions you shall know them. They don't care. And I think it's hard for people to grasp. We like maybe go to a place where people are thriving and you see parents and kids and children and safety and people relaxing and enjoying. Not everybody has that. And that's really one of the great truths, is that there's very sinister, evil people out there and with crazy ideologies who are willing to deliberately poison the whole human race. And it's just, the crimes are off the charts. They're unparalleled. Their only parallel is in kind of like communist Soviet Union or Nazi Germany, where they just democided people. So it's hard for people to grasp it. And like, you got to get away from your TV to see things clearly, I think is really what it is. And I think it's just an ongoing group of criminals. I literally saw something like seeing like worse than a ghost was watching Albert Bourla pop into the White House talking to Trump on a $60 billion or $70 billion deal. And I'm like, this is a mass murderer. You're like literally letting somebody worse than Pol Pot in here.
Right.
What do you do? Like, it's just like Trump is a piece of shit and lied about everything. And he's just, it's just as bad as Biden. So all those people, call center cash and that blonde bimbo, Blondie or whatever.
So we can't vote our way out of this.
We can't vote our way out. Like, that's how deep it is. So,
wait, Trump is not the Messiah?
Yeah,
wait,
well, he
what?
might be the dark Messiah, but he's certainly not the. I mean, it's really incredible, like the betrayal and treachery of this guy, because like he was like, oh, this nice guy, and he's hanging out with Rogan, and these guys are hanging at Vance's with Tim Dillon, and just massive betrayal of the American people on so many fronts. There's so much theft, and it's in the hundreds of billions. It's in the context of all this COVID, where they just want to ruin the whole system. So I'm actually not a pessimist. I'm something worse than a pessimist. It has to be seen as almost apocalypticist, where the center's not going to hold, and the whole thing it's going to fall apart because nobody's going to trust it anymore. The words that are coming out of their mouth don't mean anything, because like Trump can say this. It's like, we know you're not going to do what you say. And what happens with that? You don't have a system. So I think that, there are some good guys out there, like all these names of these people, God bless them. Thorpe, I've done shows on him. Hatfield, he was involved in the 2001 when they poisoned the office or whatever. He got blamed for that. Bregan was involved in like stopping.
Peter Bregan is a hero.
Yeah, stopping like electrocardio shock therapy and stuff. He has a long history of Macola and Pinsky to a certain extent. He's changed. He was actually believed the hype, but I think he's coming around to where he's like, these aren't vaccines,
right?
And this isn't. These are. You have to see like this whole case of autism as a secret. One of the things that you learn, like at a certain point, is so much of the information is shut off through classification. And Sean and Hans and I are looking through the stuff that used to be secret. So it used to be secret dogging. You see how complex they're thinking behind the scenes. So there's something with COVID and these agendas to poison a whole people and subject human beings and their families to incredible suffering, where the kids are not going to, they're called autism spectrum now. They're basically poisoned one way or another, whether it's exacerbated by the shots or the food. But I think it's done intentionally, and people are literal. It's worse than a kind of gaslighting. It's some kind of demonic, like vampiric energy theft, where they're that evil. So you're really in the most actually people are generally pretty good. They probably cannot comprehend this level of evil, but That's what COVID represents to me, is the expression of like satanic evil, just like Han said.
And we're not reaching or anything. It's not like we're reaching here. We're like one of the comments here in the chat. Still can't believe that people still think that Trump is playing 5D chess while the deep state is playing checkers. And I mean,
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's reaching. We're just talking about what really happened. It's
right. Believe the opposite. Snow is black, right?
I was wondering if you guys, this is something I want to bring up. I just thought, have you guys noticed cognitive decline from people that have gotten the shot? I noticed that many people in places where like the whole staff had mandatory vaccines for COVID, they're not on it anymore. They're cognitively impaired. I feel like competence has gone way down. I feel like everywhere ever since that time. And I swear they don't realize it's happening to them, but I don't know. Do you guys notice that?
100%.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, this is something that there's several factors, right? And we have also, which I just showed Sean on, the doom scrolling, which is basically where, and everything that I've predicted or said has turned out, eventually comes out in scientific study. So I'm pretty confident what I'm saying. But so in this case, the phone embodied cognition, right? Your somatic mental map of your body. The phone is part of your body. You're using that to keep looking at fear, like the, Trump derangement syndrome, whatever it is. And you're just doing this scrolling. You've now reversed the polarities of your brain. So intense stress, fear, trauma is a permanent state that you have now encoded to be a type of pleasure. This literally causes the frontal cortex to shrink. Okay, the COVID, I have that thing right there. The cognitive decline is going off the charts. You have the vaccine, then you have ChatGPT. You have doom scrolling, you have the vaccine, you have
Right.
ChatGPT. And one thing, like William mentioned, but the kids, one of the things is that when the kids see adults wearing masks, right, for those several years, the younger children, you can't see emotions, you can't see facial expressions.
Right.
They're even creating a type of implied autism, right? So go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, plus, like interacting with something that doesn't have facial expressions, those children are going to grow up to be dealing with robots and AI when they're older. So they're going to be able to emote with this. Oh, my mom didn't have facial expressions either. They can fall in love with a AI or whatever because, they were imprinted with emotions on the face don't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just want to add that.
I have a data chart right here from Korea and United States. 50% increase in cognitive decline. 50% after the vaccination. Huge, tremendous. This is not.
What country was
Can
that?
you share that?
North Korea NHS type of vaccine. 50% of sole recipients completed. Okay. So yeah, I'll just do this. I'll share screen. I may have misread it. Share screen. Okay.
Yeah, and these are the people that are kind of like running important institutions, possibly even maybe your airline pilot is having cognitive decline.
Right.
That's scary. It's scary.
Yeah, dude. And what William was talking about earlier with it's like wounded on the battlefield when they injure the child with all the poisons, then the parents have to put all their attention into keeping that child alive.
Dude, look at this chart. Cognitive disability.
The whole family is
look
disabled.
At that.
Wow.
Straight up. And it's even higher.
Wow.
Cognitive without depression. Adults without depression. Age adjusted. You see that? Is that showing up?
Wow.
You look at that.
Yeah, we see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's South Korea, so that's like a functioning first world state. It's
Right.
probably not as corrupt as the U.S.
This is actually the U.S. This one down here. This is South Korea. Look at these graphs. Straight up.
Wow. Dude.
So
It's DARPA juice. That Leumas and I did
Yeah,
a
it's
show on
the same.
DARPA, and they took it
Yeah.
right down off of YouTube, man.
They didn't
It's
like that
I
one.
can show my YouTube. No, they didn't like that at all.
Oh, look, Grok. There's the
They
Grok brain.
eliminated it.
Oh, poor Grok. Poor
There's the Grok brain. But I mean, I mean, these are like major. So this is Korea and this is U.S. Same thing, straight up.
I bet that's across the planet. I bet that's everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is like,
I don't interact with enough people to notice that shit. Like, I just think everybody's dumb. Like, I don't know. Maybe, like, I mean, maybe in Ohio, maybe not everybody got the shots where I'm at because everybody like doesn't trust the government or whatever. I don't know. I mean, when Trump came to town, like after he lost, he came to where I live, and they had a big old rally. Even like after he lost, and they had T-shirts that were like talking about how the jabs were poison, and it had like a needle with a strike through it, you know, and they were like chanting rah rah rah, and he was up there like he would say, oh, the jabs are good, and they would be like boo, they booed their hero.
I remember that,
dude. Yeah, so like it's I don't know if maybe it's just around here, but they're not declining. But I mean, maybe they were already declined because of all the alcoholism and all the whatever else.
They say, this is my story. This guy's like driven off the road. There's so many videos of like people passing out on their car and crashes and rear end bumpers. At least there were right after the shots. So,
how about the died suddenly, dude?
Yeah,
All the athletes falling dead on the field,
falling in front of the train and just getting ran over. And dude, oh man,
those aren't the propaganda videos that they rolled out right at the beginning, right at 2020. There's the ones after 2020.
Right. Yeah. Those are the ones where the people are twisting and looking at the demons attacking them before they fucking die. Like,
oh yeah, that was weird. Is that still going on? Those
I don't
know what you call that.
We played it on our show. Like maybe it was the second one. Black Pill Digest Revisited 2 or something. We played videos of that shit. Crazy, dude.
It's crazy.
But the driving, dude. I mean, what I've noticed, right? You may have not noticed this, but certain days, right? Suddenly everybody is driving like a friggin' maniac, like aggressive, retarded driving. Like just like you're going 120 miles an hour on a crowded freeway. You're not going to get anywhere faster. You're trying to go and you're just swerving this, that, or else entire environments. Everybody is like zombie, you know, like in a particular mood or a collective zombification or very aggressive or very like disoriented, confused, or very fearful. I mean, I've noticed this, you know, on and off at certain occasions. If you guys have noticed that too. And it depends, maybe it depends on what you're doing. But I mean, a person mentioned like the drive. I mean, I've seen just insane, like maniacal driving, right? Like you're going to cause a there's no reason to drive. And it happening a lot, right? You know what I mean? And I think that this is the potential of, you know, radio frequency input. You're now merging into this new global entity, right? That they're trying to create this global entity that will ultimately.
It's a giant.
Anyway, I've got a video, guys. I just popped it up whenever you're ready.
Sorry, Hans.
But no, I'm just saying, like,
this ties exactly into what you're saying.
Okay.
But I mean, it's like there is. You can just go on and on and on. Cognitive decline, but cancers, this, that. I mean, you know, nervous system disorders. But in a sense, okay, let's be honest, right? Okay, now maybe my personal experience with PayPal, I got three accounts canceled, all my money ganked. They just PayPal hates me. Okay, whatever reason. Just like Spreaker hates me. Okay. But imagine we're going to go into this AI run cashless society. Like you're supposed to upload your consciousness into the Neuralink. Or, you know, and I think what they're doing, people are already kind of doing that without the actual brain implant.
Right.
Partially
part of them, like you were saying, right?
Yeah, but it's a soul. Ultimately, I'll leave it here. It's ultimately like a type of soul harvesting, right? They want the soul. You can take everything, but that last part, the essence, right? And then ultimately, I think, honestly, like if you look at all the rituals in Silicon Valley, the AI is not going to, let's be honest, it's not going to work. There's no way. It's not going to work.
You can't even schedule William's email.
Yeah, I mean,
properly.
you know, even
AI is retarded.
even though I've now fallen in love with the virtual voice in my driver in my car, I got pulled over for driving naked. You know, I'm just kidding.
That was a movie from 2012 or something, right? Like,
You know, the voice like, "Hello, you have a new voice message." Really?
It's Kiki.
this is OnStar. Would you like us to Kevin save you?
But no, I mean, I could just keep going, but I think ultimately the AI must be powered by non-physical. Ultimately, the AI has to become this porthole for
Like a vehicle.
not corporeal demonic entities will come and populate and power the AI, because otherwise it's not going to work based on the technology, and it will never work.
Because these non-corporeal bodies can't have bodies anymore. These entities, they're not allowed to be incarnated anymore. They're evil. God won't let them have a body. They have to have their minions that are like, you know, the living dead that are like enslaving the world, create these AI bodies for them, correct? Right? Is that what you're trying to say, basically?
Oh, but also, I mean, they're doing this in Silicon Valley, right? They're trying to do shamanistic rituals. You can look it up, right? To bring in, to make the AI gain this type of planetary intelligence, right?
That's the golem.
Yeah. But also really demonic powered, you know, non-human. And this COVID is non-human. There's no way you could justify this if you have any shred of humanity, no matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys want to listen to this clip?
Yes,
This
please.
is David Knight. He used to be on InfoWars, and the guest is Zoe Smith, and she's the author of The COVID Code, My Life in the Thrill Kill Medical Cult. And this is from November 13th, 2025.
Good title.
Web, and it is going to be tied to our behavior scores and if we comply, how much we comply with it. Looking at, you know, who's monitoring the DNA, where they have to report the PCR results to.
Just like you just said, Sean, where do they have to reply the PCR reports to?
Who's hiding the adverse effects of the vaccine, putting that all together and looking at where are we reporting all of these PCR results, and where are we reporting the COVID-19 case numbers? And now we actually have a code to report the COVID-19 adverse effects, but it's still not being used. So looking at that and trying to figure out where the code was and why we're not able to report it still, I happen to find that every agency involved in monitoring COVID-19 cases and vaccination tracking specifically, because there's so many vaccine registries, it blows your mind. It's tied to national security.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a matter of national security if you participate in this scheme or not.
Or not, guys. You're all matter of national security, FYI.
Right.
All three of you and me too.
Right.
Yeah, this is all DARPA, and it's all the military and the intelligence agencies and all of the Dark Winter stuff. They had, you know, Fauci and the former head of the CIA was playing the role of the president during the first germ game of Dark Winter. I mean, it's all the usual suspects that are involved in all this stuff. It really is a bioweapon that is.
Yeah, that was the name of my series again, Bioweapon Blues.
Right.
You can go 47 things. The thing is that it was readings from a Facebook page about adverse injuries, and whole families were wiped out. And then Zuckerberg, a demon from hell, literal demon person, like shut it down. They restarted another page that got shut down. So there was this huge informational war element to this whole thing that they were using against the American people, did not even get to the truth. So you're still under this, just like you guys are saying. It's not going away. 2025, 2026, it's still happening. Yep. But they're going to get into Palantir here soon, I think.
It's really targeted to the population. And it truly is amazing.
I think they're even going to try and do more data mining, like go even further than PCR testing with the wearables rollout that we're getting now. Because the information, like when I learned that our COVID-19 case numbers, the PCR test is actually getting reported to foreign countries and our
Say what?
Really?
Say that one more time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Roll that.
case numbers, the PCR test is actually getting reported to foreign countries, and our DNA is being data mined, and they're able to tell if we've had a vaccine or not, what's our ethnicity, where we are.
Whether you've had it or not, what's your ethnicity? So it's a ethnic bioweapon.
How much money we make. Like, they're layering all of this information. And during Operation Warp Speed, they had a program called Tiberius, which was used in hospitals. There's different Palantir programs that are used.
Palantir, and it's James Tiberius Kirk. They love Lord of the Rings and Star Trek references.
In hospitals to monitor and manage the hospital down to like staffing. There was even a program that was part of Operation Warp Speed called HHS Protect.
So just multiple layered programs, guys. Multiple layered programs that's going to the top. It's filtering not just to the national security, but other countries. It's worse. You have to be
Our
worse
enemies.
than
Right.
yeah.
And they mentioned DARPA.
You have to be worse than an anarchist at this point, man.
Yeah,
I've told Sean that, man. I think you're
Yay.
I'm kidding.
So good.
And the hospitals had to report how many ventilators were in use, how many patients were there.
So the report. This is why I've said we've talked about the Black Awakening and Dizdar and his wife getting killed. It's because it went to the top, and something came back down from the top, said, "Put him on the ventilator and don't let him off." That's what I think.
Precisely.
So I think that if you went on the ventilator, they probably had the capacity to just kill you. So they don't need to go to a concentration camp. You don't have to go to Auschwitz.
Right.
You can just go to your local hospital in Palantir. Some evil demon wizard with a orb,
Yeah.
symbolic orb, Palantir, can just make a decision on whether you live or whether you die.
I don't know why my camera just stopped. That was
I know.
weird.
Yeah.
Well, we still have audio.
It literally just, I didn't do it.
You're back.
It just
You're back.
stopped.
That's good. You're back.
So they had this program that hospitals had to report how many ventilators, how many patients are in the ICU, how much remdesivir we were using, what's our census report, like all kinds of information that even the hospital didn't want to have to report, in addition to all the other data mining we were doing. And that program was a Palantir program called Tiberius, which it's used in Gaza, and that's the one that they use to assign risk scores. Well, they use that here already in America during Operation.
Guys, if you don't understand this and you think that this whole COVID thing was honest and that the shots are good for you, watch this video over and over until it sinks in.
Yeah.
Literally watch it 1,000 times.
Well, it just to say, I mean, these references, right? So Warp Speed, you're talking about Star Trek, right?
Another one, right?
But Star Trek, when you connect with it and all the weird, which we haven't gotten to, Sean, yet, all the weird Kabbalistic sort of stuff that's inserted into Star Trek. You know what I mean? There's so much in there. And even Tiberius, right? Tiberius was the Roman emperor during the time that Jesus Christ was crucified.
Right.
And he was known for his increasingly tyrannical rule. Right. Executing enemies, consolidating power, absolute authoritarian state. That was the emperor Tiberius Julius Caesar. They know, not the Julius Caesar think of, but this was. So that is a very important name. Right. This is related to this historical figure. But this is the thing is that basically, and Tiberius essentially ruled from he left Rome and ruled. He was so hated. He ruled from this remote island. Right? He ruled from the island of Capri. So he left and but again, you have these interlocking webs of all these different programs, plans, and all of these things. And everybody within these is doing a small role, right? They don't necessarily see their role in the big picture, but that's how you consolidate power. And you get like a chain. The end of the chain is death or whatever it is, but the people along that chain, I'm just sending this data to this place, or I'm just administering you this injection or whatever.
Supposed to input this information right here into this monitor. It's called HHS Protect. It says protect, so it must be good, right? I mean, they just absolve themselves. It's just like somebody monitoring the trains to Auschwitz. Yeah. I just was doing what I was told, and I didn't know they were going to Auschwitz. I don't know.
Right. I was just doing my job.
Just parcels on a train, just numbers on a fax or whatever, you know. Yeah.
Bro, Tiberius was the guy who would go to Capri, and if he wanted somebody dead for entertainment, he would have somebody jump off the cliffs and kill themselves. And he's depicted in the film Caligula by the guy who was Lawrence of Arabia. What's
Peter O'Toole?
Peter O'Toole, thank you. Yeah, right. And the story of Tiberius is he was a sexual deviant of the highest order involving infants. And I don't want to go into all the details, but it is so effing sick what he would do. You could not envision it in your mind.
Their hero, right?
Yeah. Like Caligula came from a depraved human being, like crazy depraved.
Warp speed to figure out if you were vaccinated or not, to target different ethnic groups for vaccines, and then
target different ethnic groups for vaccines. This is just ethnic like race war.
Yeah, I think they did that too with some kind of bioweapon with actual COVID or whatever the hell it was. Certain ethnic groups got, like
more sick than others.
Yep.
Right. Tucker Carlson said that some of the stuff didn't affect, people of Ashkenazi.
Ashkenazi DNA, no, this is proven. They're actually immune to it. It's coded in the thing. And also
about how powerful Palantir is. It can get all this data and go, this is the lot we're going to send. We know that the lots of COVID were different. Some people had a lot number where more people died than others. So you're literally almost like something from a James Bond movie where you're sending certain lots to certain places to kill them off or sterilize them or turn them into crazy people.
So
that's how bad it was.
If the Ashkenazi are immune, but wasn't it Netanyahu said that all of Israel has to get the jab, and he gave it to Pfizer, and he had like a deal with Pfizer. They all got the
right.
So like
what jab did they get?
Everybody that's not Ashkenazi is gonna die.
What places are having earlier deaths and which aren't, and which are real and which aren't? That's the real question. Right. Let's get through this.
To figure out where the countermeasures, as in where did the ventilators need to go? Where did the remdesivir need to go? Mm-hmm. So they've already had these programs in place that are tied into our medical records. And then to hear Larry Ellison say, we're going to use your medical records and your DNA, your personal data, to design stuff directly to you. And then in addition, they say, we're going to put wearables on you. They're going to monitor your body at all times for the purposes of national security. And I don't know how that doesn't send shivers down the spine of every single citizen in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that against the Fifth Amendment? What is it? They don't have a right to get into my papers, probably. Right? Yeah, they're not allowed to see my information. What the hell, man? That's against the Constitution.
We're no longer citizens, right? We're no longer human beings.
Right. Yeah.
But how about Bill Gates 060606 his patent? Right. Which is exactly, she's referring to that, but that 060606, an injectable, complete body behavior thought monitoring system that generates or negates your revenue. You'll earn cryptocurrency by your completely monitored behavior and thoughts. If you have a bad thought, your money goes down. Complete 24 hours bio-integrated surveillance. Patent number 060606 from 2020. I still remember that thing, man.
I just wanted to bring up like this, what you were talking about, Hans, about how they want the last final piece of your soul. And then this young lady on the video, she says
Joey Smith.
Compliance is what they want. That right there is the last piece of your soul. When you give up your into the compliance with, it's wrong, but you do it anyway because they told you to. That I mean, that's your soul gone. You
Your
no
free
longer
will.
have your free will is gone. That was your God-given thing, the little spark of freedom, and now they, total slave, like, right? The compliance is the loss of our soul. Just want to say
Yeah.
This book is not available on Amazon right now. It must be really good.
that.
That's
Nice.
5-star reviews.
That means get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you can find it, let's see if I
Yeah.
can bring
Zoe
this up.
Smith, ZOWESMITH.
If you look on the right, currently unavailable, 5-star reviews.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad they're very smart individuals like her, and we're not going to be silenced. People can write a book themselves now. I mean, Amazon doesn't have to put it out. Like, you can
Right.
get the information. It can be done. Like, I think freedom is there.
Think about that. Look at that thing. Palantir was using this to get detailed information, sending it up into foreign nations, and then sending stuff down. Where are the ventilators going? Where's this run death is near? Where's that? Rob Skiba's dead. The guy with my community, he said, don't give me remdesivir. They give it anyway. These people are guilty of crimes against humanity and mass murder. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And Bondi's a complete clown. Like, in the face of all this, it's just total clown show.
To think about how the Nazis did it, and even Spielberg focused on the paperwork and the typewriters and all the information sharing and how the control of population onto the trains and all these parcels, and they would have they couldn't imagine the numbers that the world fascist state of New World Order has done. The low-hanging fruit has been eliminated. The Nazis had to work real hard to target and kill and all this, if you believe it, that kind of thing. I don't know, whatever. But still, they worked really hard to kill people with this eugenics idea.
Mm-hmm.
And eugenics is it's not just American, it's the whole world is on board, and it goes into the Gnostic, satanic, sick mindset of total psychopaths. And okay.
Well, I think it's a series
here, please.
I think it's a series of steps to get people hardwired into AI. I do, because I think that this was the next big step. I had on.
I lost the audio. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
I hear you, Leumas.
That's a new problem, Hans. I'm sorry.
I had on Ilana Freeland, Max Egan, and Matt Lamon on a podcast. This is 2018 that we all did a show together about the stuff they've been spraying in the skies for so long, and how maybe there was an attempt to make a third strand of DNA. Well, now we didn't know really we were a little ahead of our time in some way talking about that, but actually I think this is trying to make some kind of third strand of DNA to get people compatible with being hooked up to AI. Because if you think about the people that probably went for this the most, they bought the electric car idea. Well, a friend of mine was telling me the other day that an electric vehicle, you get a whole lot of EMF exposure in those things. And so I think it all kind of lines up to this series of steps they had in place for people to slowly integrate with all this technology.
Think about the autism and how the autistic mind works so well with the computers and with the AI. That too. They're autisticifying the world, you know what I mean? By poisoning us, and with all the aluminum and all that stuff going through the blood-brain barrier and all, the attacks on the children. That, that.
It's crazy.
Right.
But I mean, I think when you think about I was thinking about this long-term thought of plan, they started spraying the skies around the time the internet came out. And another thing they brought in was cell phones around that same time. And then they combined the internet and the phone around 2007. So it's been like this long-term plan, or it even say it on your phone. It says LTE, long-term evolution. Well, it's kind of like this plan to get everybody from wearables, like they talked about there, to maybe more like implantables. But maybe they don't even have to do that because they already implanted people with something, and maybe some people didn't take to it, and that's why so many people died. I don't know.
Can you guys hear me?
Right. I
Yes.
can hear you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Sorry, Hans is having a technical issue. But okay, good.
We can hear you, Hans. I can hear you.
Well, he'll figure it out. He's a smart cookie. But this, the autism, and they're engineering us for the new thing, right? This coming, like they had I mean, even what was the guy from WEF, the guy that looked
Klaus
like
Schwab.
an evil Klaus Schwab.
Schwab,
Yes,
yeah.
Klaus Schwab was talking about like the new industrial revolution basically is going to be this computer thing, and like how they changed the entire thing with the last industrial revolution. They changed how they taught children. They changed how the amount of they changed how people sleep. They changed everything so that everybody could be in a factory, like little kids in there, like, and now we don't need factories anymore. We got, machines and like, what's next? What are they going to do with all these humans? Right.
Right.
Well, they control the computers. We can just type in what we want. And a computer is a slave. A robot means a slave, right? Let's just make the humans robots. Right.
Yeah.
And then we can totally control them. We've been trying so hard. I mean, and that's what, like, the Manchurian Candidate stuff we were talking about. Those people are robots. Like, I mean,
Right.
that movie's about a living robot that
Becomes
that's
a
what they
weapon.
want. That's exactly.
But they don't all become weapons. Some become good little workers at factories, 9 to 5 their whole life. The others become sex slaves. Some other ones, go to war. They get put through training camp and go to war, right?
Right.
So they've got other avenues for everybody, guys.
Right. And some of them are just waiting for that call to go berserker, and like the freaking Black Awakening, like Russ Dizdar was talking about. They're all programmed waiting,
Yeah, no. I mean, the thing is that this, with the masking again, just it's counterlogical. It feels like shit to breathe your own, bad oxygen and damage your brain. It causes mild cognitive impairment. If you keep doing it, it can be permanent. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't take a friggin' PhD in molecular genetics to know that the virus is like a mosquito flying through my chain link fence.
Right.
If you believe in viruses or not, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Why don't they ever bring up natural immunity? Why are you taking a PCR test? Why don't you just check for antibodies? Like,
Well,
that's the whole rational thing that doesn't make any sense.
Well, vaccines have never worked. The whole thing is founded.
Right.
The original guy, the smallpox vaccine, he killed 2 of his kids. Right. And there's anti-vaccine literature going back to the 1800s.
Right.
Right.
I thought the original guy who did smallpox killed himself too.
Oh, I
Screwing
didn't
around
know
with
that.
drugs.
Jesus.
Like,
Probably.
what was his name? The smallpox one.
But I'll just throw this in real quick. Is you want to think about the first rollout potentially, and maybe I'm going out on a shaky limb. I did hear that my sound came back, and Sean said I was a smart cookie. So I'm gonna make a big poster and show my wife, Sean, because I
love you, Hans.
I had a thing where I was trying to blame Sean for everything that went wrong.
That was good for a while.
It was good for me. It didn't work, but 50 to 120 million people dead from the Spanish flu. Many people have linked that to the vaccination.
And the masks they were wearing too.
They were first rollout of the mask. 50 to 120 million dead. So I just thrown it out there. I mean,
120 million. How many people are in America? Like,
that's just worldwide, of course.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, like, think about that's so many people. Like, that's like a third of America, isn't it? Like, if anyway.
Yeah. So you guys were saying, or I think Hans was saying, like, what, like 100 17 million people may have died, or we don't even know. But like, how
do
many?
you calculate?
How do you know? Because look, all those people I talked about in my inner circle, it's like not like any of them were reported on any sort of system. Yeah, they got the shot, and that's why they died. So
Good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So-
And they all don't believe it. You know what I mean?
I think
my-
Denis Rancourt came up with that number. He took a number from a variety of sets like India and then extrapolated it to the global population who took the shot, I should say. I think that's what he did.
and that was a while ago. He came up with that. So
He
where are
did
we
a
at
lot
now?
of good work. Denis Rancourt. People should look that up. Yeah.
DENISRAINCOURT.
Mhm.
Right.
Hey, if you're listening to this is my story. Why don't you put a link up to Zoe Smith's website? I couldn't find it. It wouldn't show up in my search engine. Can you post that?
I will find her. Yeah.
You can. Maybe one of you guys can find it. I couldn't find it. We have one mega poster. Her name is This Is My Story. Welcome to the show. She has posted maybe 15 comments. So
Yeah, a lot. Good.
let me see if I can get this up here. Are you guys able to see the comments too? I guess I'm open. So
Yeah, I can see him.
Thrillkillmedicalcult.com.
okay, that's it.
The Thrill Kill Cult
Kill.
was like a industrial band from the 90s. They're pretty good.
There it is. I have found it. Present.
Thank you for that video. I'm glad you brought that today.
It just shows that these people knew what was going on. They weren't maybe not talking, or maybe they're all under some kind of NDA type stuff. I don't know.
But it goes to show that it's a military rollout of how to kill people. Just like a bomb, this kind of orders from above, give them like low oxygen, high pressure on the ventilators. It just, they can't breathe. What happened? Oh, they died of COVID. Oh, great. We'll mark that down as a COVID death. It's they're shuffling cards and they're making it all like, look, guys, they're playing the 3-card Monty or whatever. Like, it's like King Charles with his freaking cups at the magic circle. He does like this. Anyway, and you mentioned him earlier. I just want to bring up that painting of him with the blood red and the monarch butterfly on his shoulder. That is like proof that he's proud of the death. He was so proud of cutting out all those low-hanging fruit. He made a portrait of all the blood. Like it's
the history of the British Empire is just so bloody.
Right.
The average person cannot even comprehend. They did huge kills in India and starvations, and they're doing it right now. Like literally 2 million people are dead. Well, maybe even more in this whole Ukraine fiasco. They don't even feel any sorrow. There's literally no empathy at all. Like they don't care.
No. I mean, Ukraine is it's just being destroyed, right? And there's no way they can win. It is impossible for them to win. If you go to the front line, you're going to die.
They're stealing people off the street and taking them in black vans and shoving them out onto the battlefield.
Yeah. If you don't mind, William, I've got that screen share just to show another aspect of this of the shot. Is look at this kidney thing, man. Oh, that's my God, that's there he is. He said he wanted to be reborn as a virus, man.
So, I thought that was his dad said that.
Yeah, that was his
like
what was his name?
His mom's husband, the Nazi guy, right?
So
he was a vile individual, but I just wanted to give Leumas a chance to say something before, because you got about 15 more minutes before you got to go. I wanted to give you a chance to speak up anything that before we go, and we want to tell everybody to visit Chant It Down podcast. Tell us where we can find your work, please.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's great to be back talking with you guys. It's a really important subject though. Like I think anyone who's sitting around the table at Thanksgiving, I mean, yeah, it's not a pleasant subject, but like really, we need to really grasp what we all went through, and we're still going through. I mean, it's not something that we should be taking, lightly at all. Like what had happened in the last few years, and what is happening still. I mean, I still hear ambulance. I live in a place that's 80% vaccinated, so they say. So I'm really seeing it. Like you guys said in Ohio, maybe not as many got it, but I bet you a lot in LA got it too, William.
I don't see it that much where I'm at in the South Bay, so
Okay.
I don't see it that. I see subtle injuries here, which is weird. So maybe it's because it's a blue city, and Biden was supposedly on the left. Maybe that's it, but I don't see a lot. I saw some when it first rolled out, but not so bad now. But my other extended family in Dallas and stuff, it's a mess, dude. So I don't know. Maybe I think that they use Palantir to target.
Oh, they're targeting
population, certain urban areas,
certain batch and lot numbers.
Batch and lot, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
precisely.
Right. I'll share you with you guys. Can I share something on the screen? Let's see. I have yes. This study.
Isn't there like a trackyourbatch.com or something
Yes.
too? People should look into that. Like some of those batches were super hot. They're just like killing like crazy. And they were tracking each person. They could tell who got which shot. They could look up the numbers. Think about that. And they're, dispersing.
Granular analysis, Sean.
Exactly.
But not telling the public, right?
Right.
So they were involved in information warfare. There's absolutely no doubt about it.
Can you guys see this on the screen?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this study says that it says that.
Can you say what that is before you talk?
Sure.
Globalresearch.ca.
I think this is that we show on the same. I think is that I don't think this is mine. The thing I'm sharing.
Is that the right one? Am I sharing the right thing?
No, I think you're not sharing Leumas.
Global research.
That's
global research.
This is biomarker
That's
research.
Good. Better. Okay. So
where
do you find that biomarker research?
Yeah, biomarker research. 1 year risks of cancers associated with COVID-19 vaccination. This is in South Korea, a large population-based cohort study. But it goes on to say basically that 27% increase in just cancer in the first year of the vaccine. So my neighbor had to get new insurance at her work, and she has to pay extra now if she wants to be covered for cancer. So,
what?
Yep. So
wow, they're gonna get their dollars on that shit, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Everything's monetized now. So everything is monetized. So they monetize mass murder, much like they did the Holocaust. They took all those people's money in land and art, and they churned it up and stole it. So they monetized this whole thing. Billions of dollars spent.
Think about how, and this we didn't even mention about like the digital money. And this, they can program that, and they can, like, if you don't comply, then we can take away your money too. Like, look at the truckers that were protesting the having to get the jab to drive over the border of Canada. They just took away their bank account. Like, I mean, what they did to Hans with the PayPal shit, they just do that with a regular old bank account.
You're right. This all was censorship. Wasn't about censorship. They didn't care about it really that much. They wanted to take your money. Right. That's why they did it. It was about your income compliance. So to call it censorship, everything is deception. It's all black propaganda. But like everything was like, you're sending mal and disinformation. No, you're not. We're going to make the money. We're going to centralize everything and make the money. It's really one of these interesting things. They had that Plaskett woman. For some reason, I remember this because she was just in the news because Jeffrey Epstein, the child rapist, was literally texting her while she was interviewing somebody in Congress in 2019, right before he died. But she had an interview with Taibbi once over COVID, and she kept asking about where he made his money. She was really interested in his wealth, streams and money streams and stuff. I'm like, why would you give a crap? What does that mean to you? It's because they want to take all their communists. They want to take all your money. So these are important things because some people don't think like that, but these people do. They want to steal everything, whether it's Lahaina or Pacific Palisades or the country. I mean, they've stolen California, so it's already gone. But
Yeah.
You're fighting, guys. The government's not coming to help you. You have to fight in your own spot, in your own way, whether mentally, because Trump is a piece of shit. He's not going to help you,
Right.
and neither is Callison or Cash. They're lying. He just told people like there's no evidence that Epstein did anything, and they paid out $800 million to victims. Like it's not consistent. This is the head of the FBI. So
Yeah. I hope people can see
And-
past that nowadays, but they don't.
so
I don't
too.
know. But like
That-
Trump,
Well,
still they believe in him.
but the
That
thing is,
unsafe
MAGA's
thing
done.
is like, you
MAGA's
know,
dead.
there's like 13-year-old girls with hatchets and knives trying to defend her
Right.
virginity against these invaders.
The refugees, yeah.
and they go
Yeah.
to jail. They go to jail.
Right.
The
For,
kids
for
go to
defending themselves
Yep.
against these people that have infiltrated their country. So like, it's on all fronts, really. Like,
Right. It's a global war. We're in a global
Yeah,
war right
dude,
now.
wow.
World
no,
War
it's-
III is already here, guys.
It's all. I mean, really, it is a removal. There's multiple genocides going on. Okay,
Yeah, sure are.
and the whole
Yeah, dude.
this has been known about for thousands of years. You have a stable population group. You basically insert other population groups that don't fit. It's eventually going to destroy that. If there's not some kind of pushback, it'll eventually destroy the state.
It's like a mathematical equation. Like it's
Yeah,
obviously going to happen that way. It's
But the thing is that ultimately, though, this is going towards the full integration of man into the global brain hive mind computer, starting with one of the things is DNA tracking, vaccine compliance, and then of course the CBDC. Once the digital currency, biometric markers. I mean, I do not believe that the COVID, they got the full payoff they wanted with that, right? I think, but you can look. He mentioned, you have cancer. The thing I brought up, kidney failure, massive kidney failure, on and on and on and on and on. But ultimately, once the digital currency is integrated, then I had, bringing up PayPal, but I mean, they stole all my money and it's just gone. It'll never come back. You know what I mean? It's like they don't give a shit. They're like, we just took your money and it's gone and you can't do anything about it. And we just did it. That's the digital currency means you have no more freedom. And once the 0606 patent, if that is going to be integrated, everything you do, say, move, think is going to be integrated into that algorithmic thing. And it's a form of governance that will control your behavior. If you say this, you think that, you're going to lose your money. So this is the end game. It may not be immediately implemented, but this showed with this crisis. And just remember, this trauma event is neurally imprinted on everybody. It's imprinted. It's something that you have to come to terms with. I tell you the truth, I wanted to forget about it, but it's there. I mean, we have personal tragedies. I think we should say, and these are murders. Okay. Yes, they voluntarily took it, but people didn't know better. Right. So based on that.
Yeah.
Yuval Noah Harari said human beings are programmable. There is no more free will. That's what you're talking about, Hans, when they got, your compliance is the loss of your soul, right? And that's what they want, your compliance, and they're going to get it, they're going to get it, dude.
So they can hack you. He talks about hacking the human being.
Yeah, well said. Thank you for saying that. Yes. Hacking, like we're just waiting to become a robot for them. Like, we're just hackable automatons.
But just to understand, like Harari, he's speaking theology. There is you go through his arguments, they fall apart immediately. His whole thing of evolution, random evolution, is that he'll jump here and there. Basically, the ultimate argument is there's nothing inside of us except for these random biochemical operations of our brain, our genetic conditioning. That's it. And those that have evolved to the higher stage, it is their right and duty to program and corral and control the lower forms of humanity. But it is a religious dogma. They act like it's science. It's not science. It's like imposing, right? It's like you know what I mean? They're imposing.
Social Darwinism, right? Eugenics, like these are the tenets of Satanism. Like,
Yeah.
This is what it is. Like, it's organized psychopathy. Yeah. So
They're inverting the entire natural world. They're making it their sick little world, and we're all invited if we want to join them and sell our souls and give it to AI or whatever.
We have our free will, though. I mean, we can chant it down, right? I mean,
Yeah. Amen.
But the thing is, at least
we have to wake the dead, bring them to a resonant state, and chant it down.
And investigate with William Ramsey.
Yeah, we got to investigate.
But the thing is, it's not like they're offering so please don't be offended by this. I'm just going to use maybe a very out there analogy.
All right, let me get a drum roll going.
At least if you become at least say you become a Satanist. Well, you're offered power, control, sex, all this stuff. What they're offering, you're going to be micromanaged. Even taking a piss, you can't take a piss in peace. Right. You can't even have a free thought in your head. It's
shaking the bush here, boss.
It's a prison. And what, you go to some dissociative state and go to the whatever Burning Man
place.
Virtual Burning Man, like a Lego character. Oh, I'm having fun now. This is great. Now, I mean, literally, they're telling you it's a freaking police state. What's the payoff? At least, I joined the Temple of Sin. At least, they're at least offering something. For my soul.
In the 60s, they had free love and drugs and stuff. What do they got now? It's just compliance or else.
It's already like that for some people, Hans. They never have a free moment where they're not surveilled. Some of these targeted individuals or people who are enemies of the state, they're constantly surveilled. Like, I'm sure, I mean, anybody of like import in the alternate media is watched and
right. Isn't Candace Owens have like a threat against her life now?
Absolutely. Credible threats.
Right.
And they said to somebody said to Tucker, he needs to be neutralized. That's elimination. In certain environments, you say that word, that's war, man. That's like, whoa.
Well, you got to get rid of those weed races, right? Like that's been big for a long time in America, at least. I just wanted to make sure that before we ended, we played that clip from George Bernard Shaw.
Okay, let's do it.
Definitely want to play that. Everyone should listen to this. This is the psychology of these people. Okay. And this is what they envision for their future.
Just say like this
you
guy.
You must all know half a dozen people at least who are no use in this world, who are more trouble than they are worth. Just put him there and say, sir or madam, now will you be kind enough to justify your existence? If you can't justify your existence, if you're not pulling your weight in the social vote, if you're not producing as much as you consume, or perhaps a little more, then clearly we cannot use the big organization of our society for the purpose of keeping you alive, because your life does not benefit us and it can't be of very much use to yourself.
Oh, so Canada has that MAID program too, right? And what
we can't get you that broken arm fix, but we can give you MAID.
Right.
Dude, they are literally they're offering people first treatment option. Why don't you just die?
Right.
I mean, literally, you're depressed. Well, you know what? You're literally saying they're killing people. They're actually forcing people into this. There's a guy who's, I think it was his daughter, had terminals. She had like Down syndrome. He murdered his daughter, and he's being framed as a hero.
Wow.
But it's the MAID stuff in Canada is off the charts. The amount of people, I think it's like what the number 2 or number 3 cause of death in Canada now.
What? Dude?
Yes, it's. I mean, okay.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I know they're offering.
It's very high. I mean, it's very high.
People that are depressed can take it now. It used to be just terminally ill, but now it's like if you feel like you want it, it's okay. Go ahead. We'll help you. You know,
It's freaking sick.
so it is. I mean, it's eugenics, and it's like plain to see, and they've been doing it forever. I mean, there was Margaret Sanger, and then there was fucking Fauci with the HIV, and like there's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like endless. They're just giving us poison and targeting specific people for death, like weed races. Like the Nazis would have like soiled their shorts if they could have dreamt of what is going on right now. I mean, if a lot of, like
this is like Holocaust 2.0. It's like an upgraded version of it. Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to have death camps and murder camps and trains and something. You just let people on the inside know, right? So there's many stories of people knowing which lots are clean, which numbers on lots indicate they can take them. There are politicians exempted from the shot. These are all huge tells. Look at all the people. If you want the skin to peel off your face, look at how many people at the top have not had kids with autism or who have mysteriously died. Those are huge tells. These are huge tells, dude. Like, oh, I don't have autism in my family. Well, what do you know that I don't?
But real quick, I mean, George Bernard Shaw, right? Nobel Prize in Literature, considered one of the great luminaries of the English literary world. Of course, he obviously is a Fabian socialist, but of Mice and Men, Man and Superman, 1903, honors and awards, and Nobel Prize in Literature. Nobel Prize in Literature, workers' rights, social equality, member of the Fabian Society. Okay, but this guy
studying chickens.
This guy is 94. You can look at Aldous Huxley once you understand who Aldous Huxley really is, because he's framed as this great activist who's calling out mind control. No, he's showing you what they plan on doing, right? I mean, but
they
George
love
Bernard
their
Shaw,
servitude, right?
He mentions William Sargent. Yeah, Sargent. We've mentioned.
You must know at least half a dozen people, at least, that should die, right?
Right.
And
who thinks like that, dude? Wow.
But you get the all you have to do. These are just very small legal steps. You have medically assisted suicide for the mentally ill, involuntarily administered or getting some type of consent. And now you have, like in Massachusetts, for example, you have this whole mental health thing where they have, and it starts with law enforcement, right? It's an inverse cone.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a big project, but
like they can put you away for 72 hours.
Somebody can call.
Yeah.
Somebody just says, oh, I think, I won't say it, but I think Sean is having a mental health issue.
Don't say that. No.
He's mentally unstable. Boom, they take you away. Well, what's the step from there to do medically assisted suicide?
Right.
It's right there. I mean, they're basically almost doing it in Canada.
Dude, yeah, you're right. It's like almost touching. It's almost happening. Yeah, dude. Just wait till next year when we're going to be talking about like,
oh man,
oh my god,
dude, they don't like people like us. We are people who are not on board, so
we don't stop. Yeah,
but the other, they're trying to co-opt everybody. They're trying to co-opt this whole free press thing that they paid for, the takeover of TikTok. People are already getting flagged on TikTok now for odd speech. They changed the algorithm on Twitter, so you can't see any more Gaza genocide.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's happening. It's going to be rough. It's going to be turbulent from here on out, kids. So you better prepare. I'm beyond a pessimist, like I said earlier. I got to wrap this up.
Yeah, all right, guys, I got to go too.
Yeah. But, so wait, before we go, Leumas, please tell us where can we find you?
Chant It Down on any podcast player. chantitdownradio.com. I also have a documentary with you, Sean, and William on it. Sacred Site.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah, that's on Relay. It's called, and it's going to be on Fossum, which is like
what's the title of that again? Sacred
Site, like with your eyes. Yeah, and then you can also find it on right now Stash Paranormal on YouTube. So it's in several places, and then I've just been doing this show my show for 12 years, and crazy enough, just keep on going because it's the right thing to do. Like I was saying to you, Sean, earlier, this is the right thing to do to talk about this stuff.
Because you're a real person.
Moral
That's
thing
why
to do.
we like to listen to you. God bless you. I'm glad you're here.
Well, I'm glad to be with you guys, and we'll do some more shows. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate talking to all you guys. we'll do it. We'll do it again. All right.
Until next time.
Awesome.
All right.
Hans, where can we find the Resonant State? Tell us
All
that.
right. Resonant State currently,
And your website too.
the 1 millionth. I think I've hit the bottom. I hit the top of. I'm almost up to 50 subscribers on YouTube. I'm blowing up. I've gone viral. In my own mind, I'm the number 2 podcast in the world. I'm probably the number 25 million, but I'm rolling it. So I'm on YouTube. I'm on BitChute, Rumble, Spotify, Odyssey. And I'm doing it, and and it's one of those things where I'll tell you the truth, it's like, well, this is kind of taking up a lot of time trying to post the shows, but I think at least by putting my vector of energy in there and trying to connect with this stuff, because it is important, and fundamentally this is an informational war, and they want our information, genetic information, consciousness information. So in a certain way we have these inputs, because I think that this fait accompli, right? The PSYOP is a certain degree also, it's already done. You're
Get
done.
over it, guys. They got us, dude.
They got us, man.
Yeah,
just I'm gonna go drink some
get over
genetically
it.
modified Budweiser. I think I'm growing horns. Cool.
Yeah, right. Fit right in with the demon's friends. Yeah.
But
Who knows what's in the food? Did you see that stuff they were talking about, how they make Campbell's soup? Like it's fake meat and stuff, and they just give it to poor people. Like the guy admitted it. Like it's almost like Soylent Green. It's like gross. I won't eat it. That's
Anything
what he
about that art with the
Executive.
Campbell's soup cans? What was it? What's
it was,
Warhol? Andy
Andy
Warhol. The freaking, it means more now when it's like fake food.
Fake food, right? It morphs its meaning.
bodyoids. You guys familiar with the bodyoids thing that's potentially being rolled out?
What is that?
Bodyoids. Maybe you can look it up, William. Bodyoids are basically human beings, right? Without brains. So they're living human beings, but they're genetically engineered not to have brains. So you use them for organ harvesting, potentially for food, potentially for whatever. But literally, and this ties almost into going into the food chain. Yeah, bodyoids, and this is being
What could go wrong?
Soylent
What
Green
could go wrong?
people, dude. Soylent
bodyoids, dude.
Green.
I mean, it's
Holy
like,
shit.
I
And they're scooping out the brains of all the living people that are around.
They're ethically sourced, guys. They're ethically sourced. Just like free-range chickens. Come
Spare
on.
human
Stop being
body.
so judgmental.
A spare.
Oh,
human.
you naysayers.
Hey, you got an
You
extra human?
naysayers.
Oh, yeah. Let me
Got a
look
bodyoid on file.
Right, dude. That was an Aldous Huxley book, The Island. Do you guys remember The Island?
Yeah.
That was a movie. There was two movies actually, and where they were making clones of people. Rich people would have a clone in case they needed a liver or whatever. They could just have it there frozen, ready to go, and then
Yeah, that was
the plan.
You can actually learn a lot from that movie. Ewan McGregor and somebody else.
Oh, right, that was the newer one. Yeah, even there was Parts the Clonus horror. MST3K did that one. It's much funnier, better version than the Ewan McGregor.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to go, but you guys.
Yeah.
All right,
good.
I gotta
Thank
go.
you,
Sorry,
Leumas.
I gotta go. All right,
All
guys.
right.
Okay. Once
I'm out too.
William, we can find
We're ending
William
the stream.
Ramsey.
William Ramsey Investigates. Yeah.
Okay.
I've done a lot of shows. I got my YouTube channels back. You can find me on Spreaker, Spotify, etc.
Awesome. Okay. And all the links
and then
will
Chum
be
again,
below.
Wake the Dead. Yeah, I'll put the links in. Resonant 8. I'll send you guys the video tonight.
Awesome.
I'll get it to you.
Thank you. Yes, we will
Thank you.
post this
Peace.
as soon
Till
as
next
possible.
time.
Thank you, listeners. Bye-bye.
bye-bye.